Is Friday Fun and Games Day. So basically, I'm just going to talk about anything and everything that interests me. It might bore the shit out of you, but it's of interest to me. If you want to talk about something that is of interest to you, please make a comment and I will see it, hopefully. And as always, my name is Ian Hopfe. That's my name there. I go by the hashtag IanTheHRPro. And today we are going live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and for the first time ever, Twitch. So we'll see how that works out. I've been trying to expand to as many social medias as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5. So that's 5. The program I use is called Restream.io. It's all in the browser. It's really easy for a Gen Xer, Zennial like me. Very easy to use and to learn. So now I'm up to 5. You do have to pay for it if you want to stream to 5 social medias all at once. Friday Fun and Games. Let's make sure we got Ask Your Unquestions today. Now, today was a lean week for my lives because on Monday and Tuesday, I was facilitating some workshops for some clients, and these were pre-booked already. And so, I don't know, those workshops might always trump my lives, to be honest. So, yeah, I'll just try to keep a list of dates I won't be going live on my website. Where's the website? You know what? I will quickly create a QR code to my website where all my lives podcast. This is a podcast. I'm calling it a podcast now, and I will try to make sure this stays updated so that you know which lives are going to happen here on the podcast. I'm trying to call it Ian the HR Pro Live Podcast. Yeah, that's a mouthful. Anyway, QR code and image, QR code, live sales. No, it's not selling something. We'll just do the QR code. Primary text. Info about this live podcast. I don't know how to spell. Oh my god. Info about this live podcast. I'm not going to put a picture in. I'm just going to create a QR code. And it takes a moment. Here's the QR code. If you scan this QR code, you will be taken to my website, and it will list all the places that I'm going live, and I will try to oh no, let's not do a share. Sorry, I just did an infinite window. I'm gonna make sure I stop sharing. I was going to share the actual webpage and just kind of show you what it looks like. I'm just going to make sure I open a new window. I hate that multiple window thing. So here's what the podcast page looks like. If you're going to have a check it out. Not this window. Where's my other window go now? Oh my god, there it is. All right, that's what my website looks like. And this is the podcast information page. As always, I hate myself like that. That's better. I like that. Makes me look bigger. Not that I'm vain, but I mean, here's what the podcast page looks like. So I got my daily themes. I'm trying to go from 11:30 to 1:30 each day. About 1:30. I might end early, right? It's kind of like a lunch and learn. You come, you ask me questions in the comments, I answer them. Or if you want to be daring and you want to be a guest, email me and let's have a chat. This is great for small businesses, especially here in Edmonton, Alberta, or even just Canada, or any small business. I don't care. I don't know who's going to be watching this, so maybe your business in the southern United States might do good on this podcast. I don't know. No fee to be a guest, as every small podcaster knows that they fight to get guests, so that's good. But here's a list of everywhere to watch and listen, right? YouTube, and the Twitch is now listed there. My Twitch channel, and of course LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok. I'm only putting highlights on TikTok. So this Restream.io has a great little AI tool that after every show, it will pick out the viral clips, and then I can post them. And I can post them to any place that allows me to. I don't think it allows me to do it to Twitch. So the Twitch, I think it just allows me to do the live. Anywho, I'll stop sharing that screen. Today, fun and games. So it's really appropriate that the music is dark and somber. Not good. Not appropriate. Let's hide that now. Let's not talk about that. So, big disappointment. Canada Post strike is on. So, I have decided until the Canada Post strike has ended, I will not be going live on Whatnot to try to sell my old Magic cards. I still have some old comics I'm trying to sell. So I've decided to just keep postponing that show. If you had joined up to Whatnot, see the link here. They'll give you $15 if you join up, so that you can purchase stuff. So if you join my link right there, you'll get $15 to purchase stuff. Now, that being said, I'm not doing any shows until Canada Post is up and running again, so it might not be beneficial to you. If you're thinking of selling on Whatnot, I have a different link here. See, the link changed. Whatnot will match your first $150 in sales in the first week. So you might want to wait on this until the Canada Post strike is done, or if you're in a different country that has fully operational postal services right now, go ahead and scan that link, and that'll give you an extra $150. Very nice, very nice. Anywho, I'm going to turn that off. So today is fun and games. Last Friday was really I only had one show earlier this week. Yesterday I was also facilitating with my wife, so we didn't have a live show yesterday. So we had a live show on Wednesday and Friday this week. So kind of lean this week. I apologize for not doing that, but I will try to keep everyone better updated on that page I showed you there when there won't be shows. Yeah, Friday, fun and games. So I'm a big fan of Magic the Gathering, and I plan on purchasing one of these new foundation booster boxes, so that I can get some new decks being made, since I'm trying to sell off my old cards. So that's something I'm trying to do. I'm also a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons. This is the core rule book for Player's Handbook. It's the 2024 rules. If you're going to play Dungeons and Dragons, you've got to start with this book. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you're going to be the Dungeon Master, then you got to get the Dungeon Master's Guide and possibly the Monstrous Manual. And I think those three books are kind of the basics if you really want to get a game going. So since I was going to do Whatnot today, I was thinking maybe, I don't know, that seems boring. I was thinking of maybe logging into Whatnot and showing, kind of demonstrating how I set up my sales and things like that. But that sounds a little bit boring. Give me some questions. What do you want to talk about? Really, unquestions today. We're going to talk about anything and everything, really, because it's my show, you know? So, there. Kind of captions here. We got, make sure you are just asking your questions. Just a big thing today. Someone scanned a QR code. Ooh, exciting. So I see there's a few people coming. It's probably my sister and my mother. That is fine. It's nice to have family that tries to support you. Thinking about that, that brought me back to the old games I played when I was younger. And one of the games I played was Canasta, card game Canasta, with my dad and my grandparents on my mom's side. We played Canasta. And when I first started playing, we were playing my grandparents, their house rules on how to play it. And my grandfather, my Muslim George, I think he was a bit of a scammer. So he always made these rules that would benefit him in the style that he played. If you ever played crib with him, he would steal the points. He wouldn't help you and point out, you missed some points here when you're counting your points. He would say, you missed 2 points, and he would steal the points. Oh my God. Try being like a 10-year-old kid playing crib, and your grandfather is like scamming points off you. So, but anyway, I was thinking about Canasta and the house rules they had. And with the advent of technology and stuff right now, I could probably pick up a YouTube video and it would probably show me exactly how to play Canasta. I could probably go into ChatGPT and say, hey, how do you play Canasta? And give me strategies, right? It would probably help me doing that. But what did you do when you wanted to learn something in, say, 1985, 1987, 1990? What did you do? You went to the World Book. My parents purchased the World Book Encyclopedia. I love that. I just loved it. I would pick up one book and just read through, and it was very, very random, right? It's just everything that had to do with that letter. And it was interesting. I learned a lot just going through the World Book Encyclopedia. And I think we got our money's worth because I spent a lot of time reading those books. I'm not aware if my parents knew how much I was actually reading those World Book Encyclopedias, but I was doing it a lot. And lo and behold, the official rules for Canasta were in the World Book Encyclopedia. And I think it was like, the World Book was usually in columns on each page. So it was like a column and a half or something like that. And we had the rules for a card game. And it only cost my parents, I don't know how much they paid for the World Book. It was probably like $1,200 Canadian in 1987, and it was probably I think it might have been the 1990 edition actually, or 91. But in today's dollars, that would have been like 50 grand. No, it wasn't that much. But it was neat. that was how we got our knowledge, was the written word. And even though there was already radio and TV, no internet yet back then, but we had the written word. It was still the definitive way to learn something. The radio and the TV seemed more like get the news, get some entertainment. But back then, it didn't seem like educational. I remember watching Walk with Yan. Oh my God! I loved his aprons. It was always like, watch for falling walks, and he had some great stuff. And I don't know if I actually learned how to cook Chinese food, but he made it fun. And I feel like that was the first educational TV that I ever saw. So yeah, it's a different world now, with AI everywhere. AI is helping me with creating my shorts for this. I have a paid version of ChatGPT that I use to help me make my first draft and written posts and things like that. Oh, Earl Grey tea, hot. I gotta wait for it to cool down. I ain't no Jean-Luc Picard. I mean, if you can drink hot drinks, I think you're some sort of robot. I don't think you're an actual living being. I think there's already been AI, and it's all these people that can drink a hot cup of something, anything. Not me. Burn my face off. Burn my face off every time. So, give me a topic. Hey, someone get in the chat and say, hey, Ian, talk about this. Fun and games. I watched a great video popped up on my YouTube the other day, and it was strategies for Risk. Man, you can sure find YouTube videos out there about anything to strategize any game, and people talk about the strategy. I have a friend, he loves Risk, and he loves Axis and Allies, and he just loves these strategy games. He's a strange fellow, because he's kind of quiet. He is funny, but you always think, is this guy, what? Like you're not quite sure what to make of him, and he is so smart. Oh my God, strategy in these games. I play Dungeons and Dragons with him, and we play Magic the Gathering with him, and he's able to build a deck and just come up with these strategies and these card combos that are just amazing. And it's always fun to play with him, because he comes up with these things and it's like, whoa, what's going on, right? And I have these old archaic Magic the Gathering decks. My favorite one, I've spoken about it before on the lives. It's a green deck that gets out scaled worms as fast as possible. So it's designed within 3 turns. If I have a perfect game, I could get a scaled worm out, and the scaled worm is a big creature. I think it's a 6/7 creature, but it costs 8 to bring out, and I managed to get enough mana and lands create mana, so I get enough mana out within that first 3 turns that I can generate 8. And when you play Magic the Gathering, you can only put down 1 land each turn. So I've got all these cards that just pump up the mana. Now, I think I might be cheating. I've got to find out if I'm allowed to put more than 1 of the same enchantment on 1 card. Oh, it's getting better. It didn't burn my face off. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at that. Window. Let's change the screen. I like to better here. Rules. Okay. What do we got? Is that okay? That looks okay. Comprehensive rules of magic. All right. Accept all. Oh, okay. On the basics, docs. PDF. Let's have a look at this. And this is as of September 19th, 2025. The newest rules. Okay, I just want to see how you guys can see that. So, what do we got? Game concepts. Parts of a card. Card types. And we won't talk about enchantments. So section 303. How many pages is this? My God. We want section 303. Where are we? 6? Oh my God. 303. 1. 403. 303. This is an enchantment. Aura requires target. Aura can't enchant itself. This occurs somehow the aura is put into its owner's graveyard. Nothing like enchanting an enchantment. Aura becomes unenchanted. These are state-based actions. An aura can't enchant more than one object or player. If a player ability would cause an aura to become attached to more than one object or player, the aura's controller chooses which object or player it becomes attached to. An aura's controller is separate from the enchanted object's controller or the enchanted player. Okay. So only the aura's controller can activate its ability. Okay. An aura is entering the battlefield under player's control. An aura is entering the battlefield and there is no legal object for to enchant. The aura remains in its current zone. If an effect attempts to put aura, an object attempts to effect allows ability. First to, oh my God, this is boring as hell, ain't it? Some enchantments are disappeared. Instance. Okay, so maybe a player who has priority may cast an enchantment card from their hand during the main phase. Okay, we know that. When an enchantment spell resolves, its controller puts it onto the battlefield under their control. Enchantment subtypes are always a single word and are listed after a long dash. Enchantment, shrine. Each word of the dash is a separate subtype. Each word after the dash, each subtype are also called enchantment types. Enchantments have multiple subtypes. See 205 for the complete list of enchantment types. Some enchantments have a subtype aura. An aura enters the battlefield attached to an object or player. What an aura can be attached to is defined by its enchant keyword ability. So this section isn't helping. So complete list of enchantment types. Let's go back to 205. Is it 205 or is it 250? 205. Wow. Okay, I think we gotta look at the menu again. Oh my. Okay, so game concepts. Doesn't talk about enchantments in game concepts. Parts of a card. Information below the text box. Card types. Right, we had 303 was the enchantments. Card types. 300 general, so general might be a section for us. Zones. Turn structure. Spells, abilities, effects. Flipping a coin. Multiple player rules. Oh, that might be handy. Anyway, let's go to 300. See if it gives us some general rule. The card types. The card types are... Yeah, okay. 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 That's not helpful. Creatures. Enchantments. So the enchantment section didn't help us anything. This might be something in the basic game. Timing and priority special actions. Parts of a card. Card types. I don't even know where I look in this. Why is this? Why are these crazy rules? This is boring. Let's not continue that. The point is, when I try to bring out my scaled worm, I have to bring out a land, and then I tap and use that land to bring out a regrowth or a Llanowar elf or some other creature that gives me the ability to tap and get more mana. So I put it out, and then I do one of those so that in the second round I get at least 2 mana. So with this 2 mana, I can tap them both, and I could put in 2 more regrowths, or plus I'm putting out another land. So I got the first land, the second land, the first regrowth, and then 2 more regrowths, and possibly a Llanowar elf, right? And that's given me 5 mana on the second turn. So on the third turn, I get another mana and the ability to put out more regrowths. Mind you, this is all dependent if I can put more than 1 regrowth on a land. So I will, use a couple regrowths. It's 5, 6, 7. Somehow it works out at 3. I don't remember how it works out, but I think I might have been able to get another Llanowar elf in there somewhere on the second turn. So there's a lot of mana I could bring out, but that really depends on whether or not I can enchant, if I can use the same enchantment on. Can I use the same enchantment on one magic card? Can I use multiple of the same enchantment on one magic card? Yes, you can apply multiple copies of the same enchantment to a single Magic the Gathering permanent, and the effects of each enchantment are treated independently. For example, if you attach 2 Honor of the Pure enchantments on the same creature, that creature would get +2/+2 in total, as both enchantments provide their effects separately. Okay, so yeah, that makes it totally legal for my strategy to get my first scaled worm out. Oh, I'm just moving some stuff. It's heavy. Oh, that's not a good plan. Oh my god. I need more space. So I'm gonna move these. Oh. So what's going on there? 2 laptops, 2 binders, and some old D&D stuff in my way of getting my Magic the Gathering cards out. And I'd initially put them on my scanner, which is right next to my computer, and like the scanner top, the feeder, when you scan stuff, it started bending down. It looked very, very precarious. So, okay. So let's have a look here. Okay. Take these cards out. That's not what I'm using right now. Green deck. Green Magic the Gathering deck. Here is the Scaled Worm. Oh yeah. You can see it is 8 to get out. Its strength is 7/6. So it has a really good hit and decent defense. And that's it. It's expensive, but it's tough. That's it. There's nothing else on this card other than I like the photos and I like the name. There are hundreds of cards that are better than the Scaled Worm. But if we look up the Scaled Worm, it's not a rare card or anything, right? So let's see what we need to get. We'll have 1, 2. Let's do it in 3 turns. Don't need another Scaled Worms. Don't need any of those. Oh, not Giant Growth. Regrowth, that's what I need. So let's see if we can do it in 3 turns. Right? I think we're going to need some Llanowar Elves, we only need 3 lands. I've decided that the Feldhorn Elder is too expensive to be in this process, this initial perfect round. It's only 1/1, but when you tap it, you get 2 greens. So that seems valuable, but not during this speed start. You want the Llanowar Elves. It's 1 green to bring out, and they're 1/1 creature. They're melee creatures, no flying, nothing fancy, other than you tap it and you get 1 green mana out of it. So, pull out a second one just in case. Wild Growth. That's the enchantment that makes this happen. Wild Growth, it's 1 green to get out, and it enchants a land. It's enchant land, and when that land taps itself, it doesn't generate just 1 mana. It can generate 2 mana. So we want to make sure we have multiple of those Wild Growth in the mix. And you can only have 4 Wild Growth, 4 of any specific card. And I think there's certain like legend cards that you can only have 1 of them. Because how can you have 2 legends, right? So here we go. So I don't know. You're not gonna be able to see this very well. I might be able to just tilt my screen down and show you, but that might be awkward. But we'll go through this. So we got our 4 Wild Growths. I got just 3 Llanowar Elves out here. I don't know if I'm going to need all those or not. I got 1 Scaled Worm. That's the whole point. Get them out as fast as possible. And I got 3 lands. Because I want to... I'm pretty sure I ran through this once before and made a quick post about it. But I want to run through and say, how do you get that Scaled Worm out? I mean, if you can... Green can be so fast to get mana. It is so fast with this. If you had a different big creature that you wanted out, that's your favorite, you certainly could get it out quickly. So, in the first turn, you play your 1 land. And if you have that regrowth in your hand, you would tap that, and you would use this regrowth to add the regrowth. So now your land is like this with the regrowth on it. So when it taps, it gives you 2. Okay. That's the first round. That's all you can do. Second round, you get your second land out. And now, with the lands in the first regrowth, you have 3. So what are you doing now? Ideally, you want to get as many regrowths out as you possibly can if you have them in your hand. This is a magical moment. If you have all 4 regrowths in your hand, you're golden. Like that's an amazing start. Because you start with 7 cards, I think. So you're going to tap that card, that land, that forest with the regrowth on it. So you're going to get 2. You've got 2 mana to work with. So you're going to put both these regrowths onto the second forest. So now you have a second forest. You've tapped the first one, got the 2 out of it. Now you have 3, and you haven't tapped it yet. So you tap this second land with 3 more mana. So what do you do? What do you do? If you have another regrowth, you absolutely cast that regrowth. If you have some Llanowar elves, you absolutely cast them. Now the problem is, you need to make sure your Llanowar elves are ready next turn, because you're going to need this, right? So you can absolutely put out 3 Llanowar elves if you have them, or another regrowth if you have that also in your hand. So that's what we did this turn. First turn, 1 land, 1 regrowth. Second turn was 1 land, 2 regrowths, and 3 Llanowar elves. So now, on your third turn, you bring out your third land. That gives you on the table 3 regrowths, 3 lands, and 3 Llanowar elves. This is your total mana right now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What was the scaled worm? 8. 7 and a green. It's 8 to get out. So if you have something else in your hand or another creature in your hand, you can absolutely do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You cast your scaled worm. You still have 1 Llanowar elf left. So if you had another regrowth in your hand, you can tap that Llanowar elf and also put the regrowth onto your third. So by the end of your third turn, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 possible mana and a monstrous scaled worm. You can now start attacking your opponent next turn. Every turn for the next 3 turns, if you're lucky to have your scaled worm in your hand, you have the other 3 scaled worms. Within 3 more turns, you could have all 4 of your scaled worms out. Actually, you might be able to do it in 2 more turns. Because if you got, because you get, so you have it out, so then you would get 2 more forests. So 10, 11, 12. And the next turn, if you have more land, your Llanowar elf, and you start bringing in the additional creatures like the Feldhorn Elders, which I talked about it, which gives you 2 when you tap this guy. If you get all 4 Feldhorn Elders out, and you could get them out within a couple of turns, or even just the next turn if you have them in your hand, right? That's the perfect game scenario with this green deck. My favorite green deck. I designed it to just get mana super fast, and then boom, scaled worm, right? Here, I'll try to show you what it looks like on the table, but it's kind of, you know, all the cards there. That was a terrible view. I gotta get like a second camera, then I can like point it at my desk or from a different angle. Right, I think that's an amazing way to get your big creatures out. And you have a bunch of little creatures, the Llanowar elves, you could use them as defense while your big creature is tapped. You could, I believe we get 20 life when you play Magic. So if I'm hitting my opponent with 7, what is that? 20 divided by 7, like 3 turns? Three turns. So 3 turns from when your scaled worm comes out. So on turn 3, your scaled worm comes out. turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. If your opponent has no defense up, that's the quickest game. You could have your opponent dead in 6 turns. But imagine if on your next turn, 4th turn, you got your second scaled worm out. You hit them once with 7, and then on the 6th turn, or the 5th turn, because that was 3, 4, 5, on your 5th turn, you could have them dead if you manage to get your second scaled worm out. Scaled worm. Scaled worm. Here's the scaled worm. Let's do the share again. Let's have a look at this. This is my buddy, the scaled worm. Put maybe beside my buddy. Oh, look, they have new versions of it. Scaled worm, Ice Age. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. I have no idea what this website is. My scaled worms are the official Ice Age worms. This guy's selling for 24 cents. Big money, scaled worm. Near mint. Mine are definitely not anywhere near mint. So if I was to sell my scaled worm, I'd be lucky if I could get 10 or 15 cents for them. But it is a common creature. Nothing fancy about the scaled worm at all. What's this? Let's visit this site. Let's see what they have. Mana cost, rarity, common. Right. Is the scaled worm. Look, they've upgraded the photo. Original scaled worm was from Ice Age. Let's click on it. Accept all cookies. Scaled worm. I just like it. He looks badass. He's expensive. He can do some decent damage. Right. Best. What do we call it? Creature cards? Best. Creature cards. Magic the Gathering. Best creature cards. Let's see what these people are talking about. 49 best creatures in Magic ranked. Ooh. Oh, let's look at that. As long as there isn't some freaking overwhelming ads, which they're starting to be. Come on, bloggers, just calm it down just a little bit. What are creatures? Oh my god, who cares about that? Honorable mentions. Alright, no scaled worm in the honorable mentions, so maybe, no, not a chance. Not a chance. Number 49. Yawgmoth. What the heck is a Yawgmoth? This is like a new card. I don't even know what edition this is. Before toward your sacrifice of this card outlet. Yeah, Yawgmoth. The Thran Physician. Baleful Strix. Flying. Death Touch. When Baleful Strix enters the battlefield, draw a card. That's it? That's it. He's flying and has a death touch, so there's something to it. He's a 1/1 flyer, so that's better than nothing. But he's a multicolor card, right? You got to have a blue and black deck, or have the ability to generate one of those colors if you're just a specific deck by itself. I don't know why this is so awesome. A cheap, evasive threat that replaces itself and functions offensively. Yeah, I guess you get that card as soon as he comes out, so you get a card, so it helps speed up your deck and your play a little bit. So that's actually a really important thing. Ketramos. Oh, I don't even know how to say that name. Ketramos, the New Dawn. It's a bit early. An all-timer, but here, so he's a menace, lifelink, indestructible, can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from the graveyards and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and lose 1 life. What the shit? 4/4. Only 3 to get out, and he gets this thing, but it's a god card, legendary creature, so he should only be able to have 1 of them out. Okay, screw this. We are going to go to the number 1 card right now. What is the number 1 Magic card based on this blogger's opinion? Oh my god. It's definitely got to be the Scaled Worm, right? Colossus Dreadmaw. This creature is 6 to get out, so he's cheaper to get out than my beloved Scaled Worm. He's a creature, he's a dinosaur. This is a creature worm. He has trample. This creature can deal excess combat damage to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. He's 6/6, so he's not as tough as my beloved Scaled Worm. He's way cheaper to bring out, and he's got the trample bonus. So imagine, instead of my beloved Scaled Worms, I get 4 of these Colossal Dreadmaws. 4 of those. Ooh, that's deadly. I could have that out in the second turn. No, just stay on there. Of course I'm staying on there right now. I want to look back at a few other cards. I'm going to have to take a little break. Everybody take a washroom break. It's been 1 hour. Let's take a washroom break. Make sure you come back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, I got too excited about this colossal dreadmaw. Thinking to myself, could I get that colossal dreadmaw out in 2 turns? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I would get a forest on the first turn. I tap it, buy regrowth, and basically I just lose that 1 mana. Second turn, I put on my second land. That gives me 3. Best I could do was use my single land, tap that, pay for a second regrowth or wild growth, and then tap that first land to give me 3. But that's not enough to get the Dreadmaw out. The Dreadmaw needs 6. So if I got the 3, I mean, it allows me to do regrowth on the other one. So I end up with 2 forests with 2 wild growth. I keep saying regrowth. Wild growth. So it gives me 2 lands with 2 wild growth. And on my third turn, same turn I could get my Scaled Worm out, I could also get the Colossal Dreadmaw out. And because that's, I tap those first 2 and that's 6. I still have 1. So I could bring out a Llanowar Elf at the same time and the Colossal Dreadmaw. Right? And the fourth turn, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. By the end of the fourth turn, I have like 12, 13 mana out. It would be kind of crazy. But I was hoping that it could happen sooner. So what I was thinking about when I was in the office just now, aka the washroom, what if I had something that was 0 to bring out, and then when you tap it, it gives you a colorless mana. If I had one of those on the first turn and one of those on the second turn, now if it was an artifact, I might be able to use it right away to generate that colorless. So first turn would be a forest, a wild growth, and this mystical thing that gives me a colorless. All right, could be an artifact. So I get that on my first turn. I got 3. I'll just use one of these as that thing. All right, so I got 3 on the first turn. So my second turn, I can use these 3. First, I bring out my second land. And I could use, it's got to be green though. So I've got to be able to bring out the wild growths. But I got to stack them all up on one card. But that's just not going to work. Okay. Right, this is the scenario where I had 2 of these special things that give me the extra mana, the colorless mana even. If it's green, that's bonus. If it's colorless, then that's okay too for this scenario. So on the second turn, we have 2 lands, 1 wild growth, and 2 of these Echoing Courage. I'm using the Echoing Courage card. Anyway, 2 of these mystical things that give me extra mana. And they give me the ability to take that mana as soon as it's played, right? So right off the bat, that gives me, if I'm playing that special card right away, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 5 mana. That's basically at the early part of my second round, my second turn. Then that's where the wild growth comes in. But I still feel like I'm going to be short. Because I use 2 green to get 2 more wild growth out. Still only giving me 5. I need some other colorless thing. If I could get something, there could be a combo in there. Something that could get with the perfect hand. I could get this Colossal Deadmau out on the second turn. We'll have to check. Anyway, what's card number 2? Nadu, Winged Wisdom. What's it say here? Legendary creature, bird wizard, so I can only have one of them out. Flying, creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. This ability triggers only twice each turn. Now that's interesting, right? So when I'm like, how do I get more lands out? How do I get more lands out? But in the early game, it might not be worth it. And this would not work in my solid green deck because I'd have to come up with a blue also. So, because this is a multicolor card. Lures of the Dream Den. What's this? Companion. Each permanent card in your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. If this card is your chosen companion, you may cast it once from outside the game. Lifelink. During each of your turns, you may cast one permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. So this isn't going to help me in this scenario. And of course, this is a multicolor card too. It could be black or it could be white mana. Deathrite Shaman. Tap, exile target land card from a graveyard. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. 1 black and tap. Exile. This isn't going to work either. Stoneforge Mystic. When Stoneforge Mystic enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an equipment card. Reveal it, but no, equipment card's not going to work. And it's white. 15. Look at this guy. I mean, this could be... He's just 15 colorless. He's just a colorless card. This spell can't be countered. When you cast this spell, take an extra turn after this one. Flying, protection from colored spells, Annihilator 6. When Imrakul, the Eon's Torn, is put into a graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles their graveyard into their library. 15. This is crazy. But with this deck scenario, I could have this out in a perfect hand. I could have this out in what? 5 turns? I think I could have it out in 5 turns. Crazy. Because I'd have 5 lands, 4 regrowth, so that's 9. There's 4 Llanowar Elves is 13. And I could have some Feldhorn Elders, or if I had 1 out, that makes 15. That could be within 5 turns. I could have this out with this deck. Birds of Paradise. Oh, I've got some of these. I'm sure I do. It's flying. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Okay, so this is the ability for me to start bringing in other cards, like that card that was multicolor or something like that. I could bring it out. It's still giving me mana. It's still agreeing to cost, so it wouldn't be... Unless I had something in my hand that was specific for that color, I would probably wait to cast this one until I've run out of other mana generating cards. This would probably be my last one I would put out. But certainly something to put in. I know I've got some of those. Grizzlebrand. Look at this guy. He's black. We'll leave him alone. Jesus Oracle. I do have a Merfolk deck that I enjoy sometimes, so that might work. Vivi Ornithir. Legendary. Oh, let me highlight the card. Or not. Final Fantasy. Okay. Overpowered creature. It's red. Oh, it's too close. Nature's Wrath. Solitude. That's white. Titan Fury. Background of Cruelty. Lord High Artist. It seems like the best card for me would be getting this guy. 5, 6, 7. Better than a Scaled Worm. And he's stronger. Can't spend mana to cast this spell. What the shit? I don't even want to understand that. Devoted Druid. Add 1 mana. Put a -1/- counter on Devoted Druid. Untap Devoted Druid. Okay, so here's a trick card, right? So this Devoted Druid, it's more expensive than the Llanowar Elf. So again, I don't know if it's worth running it, but I paid a 2. And it gives me the ability to get 1 green each turn, but I could put the -1/- counter on it and untap it. So then I could use it again right away, same turn. So it's actually giving me 2. But then it becomes a -1/1 creature. So it's a very, very weak creature. But interesting. May appear to be a humble mana door. But this little creature is a combo machine. There are tons of ways to use it to make infinite mana with these other cards. Players can't get counters. Counters can't be put on artifacts. creatures, enchantments, or lands. Oh, man, look at that, right? But that's the only way it can get untapped. Oh. Yeah, there's some deeper combos about this. Psychic Frog. I think we're good here. Think we're good. Guess I'll leave that out. Leave that out too. Don't need that. What's this? Oh, that's some political website I was looking at. So, free to play and gives mana. Let's see. Cards that provide free mana are often achieved through alternate casting cost. Let's see. The Moxes and the Black Lotuses, like, I can't afford those. Okay, there's something. Cost reduction artifacts. This guy again, I think it's the same website now. My God! I have been on mute since I came back from the washroom. This is lame. I am so very sorry to anybody that was here. I hope you just thought I was on a long washroom break. Oh my God. Was it since the washroom break? I thought specifically to myself. Oh, let's make sure you unmute yourself when you get here. Maybe it was my last cough. Oh, lame. Oh, this is lame. What a waste of time. Here I am looking through stuff and talking about stuff. I don't know. This is the third time I've done this. I am so humiliated. All I can say is I need to never, ever use the mute button on the microphone. Ever. Lame. Oh, so lame. I am defeated just now. I mean, I was talking about that Dreadmaw card that would replace my Scaled Worm and the possibility of maybe finding some artifacts that I can put down for really cheap or really free and try to get some extra mana, appearing first turn, second turn type thing. Oh. And this spammer telling me I can get cheap viewers on streamboo.com. I don't know what that is. And that was a comment from Twitch. Why are you commenting on Twitch to get people to go to a different service? It's because you are having a benefit from it. So you're an affiliate marketer or you're from Streamboo. Anyway, that was my terrible first show on Twitch, along with all my other platforms. I am actually feeling sick to my stomach now because I had the microphone off. I have no idea how long it was off. God, I suck, man. I do. Oh my Lord. I had a good chat about Magic the Gathering by myself. Nobody heard nothing for like the last half hour probably. I think this is where I need a moderator to just sit here with me, or a co-host to always point out, hey, your microphone's not working, buddy. I don't have that. Anyway, Magic the Gathering Foundations cards. I definitely want to get some new ones, get some new cards, and yeah, I'm defeated. This was a Friday show. This is terrible. Terrible show. You heard music. Oh, God. You want to know more about this live podcast, which is a complete and utter train wreck? Use this link, this QR code on the screen right now with your phone, and you can go and see where you can watch, where you can listen, where you'll see clips from the show. I don't know how many clips there is going to be today. This was terrible. This was terrible. I just want to cry. I just want to cry. I'm going to give a shout out to my sister's business, Unbound Creations. This is her Facebook group link. Go there. She's an indigenous crafts person. Her name's Joy. She has crafts for my mother, Millie, and the rest of her family. And you can see in the background right behind me, there's a green dragon with gold tips. That dragon is actually in that photo right here, because I purchased it that day when she put it out. So it's a 3D printed item, and it's so neat. It's all jiggly and moves. And it's kind of a fidget toy type thing. And that's awesome. So support her business, her small business. Join her Facebook group. Join her Facebook group right now. Right now, man. Right now. My God. And again, I want to apologize for not going live on Whatnot today. I was, and I will continue to support the Canada Post strike for those workers, and I will not be doing any live shows where I have to send out stuff. I am trying to look through all my magic cards and some other collector cards, and I got leftover comic stuff from my first Whatnot show that will be for sale at the second Whatnot show. Oh my God, this was just I'm devastated by having the mute button on for so long. I have no idea how long it was on. It's just disgusting. Oh my God. Anyway, 1 hour, 27 minutes. That's it. That's all I have energy for. And I'm sorry it was so boring. I was just talking about Magic the Gathering. You could have put something in the chat and asked me questions. If you want to be on the show, certainly go get that information about my show. I'll show the link again. But if you want to be on the show, yes, you can. You can email me. Here's my email down at the bottom of the screen. You can give me an email and let me know if you want to be on the show. I think it would be great for a small business, and you can choose the day that's most related to your business or your topic. I mean, Fridays would be great for like a local game store or something like that. And we could chat about your business and stuff. Wednesdays, we have gigs and side hustles, and I talk a lot about marketing on Wednesdays, so we might talk about your small business. Thursdays is career day. We talk about resumes and job hunts and things like that, so your business could be related to that industry. Tuesday is Indigenous Relations Day or Indigenous Allyship Day. So if you have a business that's related to that in some sort of way, Indigenous EDI essentially, we come on Tuesday. Mondays is my big days for me. I am an HR consultant, and I love to talk about HR with small business owners. And basically any type of business, any sort of small business could come on the show on Mondays, and we can hash out your HR issues or whatever. You can ask your questions on that day. I'm going to let y'all go. I'm defeated. Have a great weekend, everyone. As always, my name is Ian Hopfe, and this was a very boring Ian the HR Pro